Hello, Wise Talk family. This is CaBreon Wise again. As you know, last week Pius celebrated a Senior Spirit Week presented by us, and in honor of that, we are interviewing eight influential seniors in honor of their, let me get it right, their prowess here at Pius. And I am joined here by a high honor student, dance student, um, all state Palms performer, Raniyah Edwards. How you doing, Raniyah?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Um, so let's speak on your Palms performance. You being 4 years Palms captain as well.
Okay.
How has the Palms experience has been for you throughout your career here at ICE?
I would like to say that it definitely shaped my understanding of discipline and separation. Being on a Palms team for 4 years is not light work. You have practice 2 to sometimes 7 days a week. You never know. And sometimes you're there all day, and sometimes you're there for hours. You're just, it takes up, it's very time consuming. And to be excellent at it, you also have to put in work outside of it. So I'm going to the gym to strengthen myself. I'm going to other classes to culture myself. I'm also running a business at the same time. And at the same time, I'm trying to keep up my grades. So it's like, it taught me balance, and it taught me thoroughness through balancing things. I think a lot of people do things a lot. They do a lot of things at the same time, and you lack in some areas. And for my life, business, school, and dance are very important to me, and I have to balance them in a way that I have to be excellent at all three, or else it just won't work.
Right.
So I would just say that it just taught me a lot of discipline. I'm thankful for that. As far as my experience, it's been an interesting experience. I would like to say, like, with each year you get a different team. So with different teams, it has been different vibes, but throughout all of it, I feel like being a Palmer has made me a better dancer and just a better person overall. And that's shout outs to a good coach who sees potential where you are, because I was nowhere near the dancer that I was when I joined Palms. I didn't even know what Palms was when I first joined. I was just like, okay, I can dance, let's do it. And I just put in that work, and my coach was like, okay, try this, and I just kept trying, and I just ended up being where I am today, just trying, not being afraid to fail.
Yeah, because when I first came here at Pius, at first I thought the Palms team was a cheerleading team. That was the cheerleading team. And then once you told me, and also Amaya Smith, who's also a Palms captain, they told me what Palms is, and I'm like, we're very, very different and very, very cool to see. And actually, and a huge success to the Pius athletic department. And we hope all the best for the Palms team moving forward.
Yes.
Also, I don't know why I didn't bring this up in the before, but you are a business owner,
I definitely am.
Black business owner.
Yes, I am.
Styled by Naya. Make sure you get your bookings ready.
Get your bookings, because they booked.
Yes. So how has you started this during quarantine, if I remember
Yes,
correctly?
quarantine is really when I like boomed. But braiding has been a very prevalent thing in my life. My whole life, my mom used to braid. Well, no, she still braids to this day, but like, she used to braid full time. My TT's braid, everything. So braiding in my house, it was just a cultural thing. And then I just took it up, and I was like, oh, I can make some money off of this when I was in quarantine. And it just ended up working with my schedule, because I make my own schedule. And I got good at it. I got clientele. I feel like being a business owner also taught me like hospitality and like bedside, and just being different skills that you wouldn't understand if you wasn't a business owner. So I want to thank God for my business as well. So that worked out too. So yeah, I do. I don't know if just click the book and link in my bio.
We'll definitely have the bio as soon as we post this as well. So
Okay.
make sure you get that. Now let's transition to experiences here at Pius. You being a very prevalent student here. Also being taking over as BSU as our Black Student Union president and junior. So what would you say is your greatest experience here at Pius?
One of my greatest experiences is honestly anytime that the community feel is up there. So I want to say, I don't want to point it to just one incident, but I would say probably one of the first BSU programs that we put on.
Yes.
It just was it was so beautiful to see everybody come together for one big thing. And I just feel like we've had a lot of other familiar moments as a BSU, and I just want to keep that going. I feel like anytime that we can just put the BS aside and just get together and have fun and the energy is off the roof, those are my favorite moments. So BSU games, BSU programs, even some homecoming pep rallies, like, you know what I mean? Those are my favorite moments because it, like, yes, we're here for education, but it shows what else we're here for. We're here for a greater purpose, which is really just enjoy each other. So those are some of my greatest memories. It makes me feel so good inside. Like, I go to sleep smiling like this.
So also we would like to ask, what do you believe that Pius actually does well?
What I believe that Pius does well is actually micromanage. Like, it has pros and cons to it. Of course, everything has pros and cons to it. But I feel like micromanaging is honestly how I've kept up my grades and how I've been able to balance school. Like, anytime Mr. Nog sees me, like, slacking in some area, or he just wants to check in on me because he do be checking in on me.
Yeah, me too.
He does, but it helps because I'm like, okay, this is what I need help with. This is where I need grace at, and this is, it just helps me stay on my P's and Q's. And I feel like had I went to like another school that had a bigger student body, or even if I went to Pius maybe 4 years ago when it had a bigger student body, I wouldn't have got that same like one-on-one that Pius is good at. So I feel that way about it.
Also, it wouldn't be wise talk if we never gave that constructive criticism. So, what do you believe that Pius needs to improve on?
I feel like Pius needs to improve on not picking and choosing their battles. I feel like if they were just more across the slate, this is the law, this is why, because they also be needing reasons sometimes. This is why. I feel like a lot of things would be taken less personal. Because it does feel personal when it's like, okay, well, I'm going to let this slide, but this is going to go. You know what I'm saying? So either just keep the same law across the border. And that could go for so many different things than Pius, but that's just me keeping it concise.
Now, back to BSU. As both of us being cabinet members, it's been a very, very fun experience from the beginning of the school year. Getting started with our fundraisers, dipping it with BSU twice. Both of our BSU games, I believe the first one completely, it broke barriers because this was never done before. I mean, Relay for Life has an event, but they've never had an after school with kind of minimal staff there, and the fact that it was able to trust us and we was able to gain great profit and no complaints with it, I believe it was excellent for us.
That was
so kind of run me down on how did you take over BSU and how did we get to this stage at first?
Well, how I took over BSU was pretty simple. I just saw a need and I said, okay, I have good leadership skills, and at the time I feel like I'm a pretty influential person, like where I could just be like, you could just come and join. So I was like, there's no BSU. I was thinking about it actually that summer. I'm like, I wonder who's going to take over BSU. Nobody wanted it really. So I was like, okay. So I went into Mr. Clausen and I was like, hey, are you over to BSU? Because I asked Miss K, I want to believe. And I was like, do you know who's over to BSU? She said Mr. Clausen. So he said, you want to take over to BSU? I said, yeah. Like, can I be the president? He said, sure. And I said, okay, well, I want to have our first meeting next week. And so then I contacted you and I contacted Naima.
Yep.
And did I contact you yet?
I believe you did contact me.
Okay. Yeah. I think I contacted you, but I don't think that we had official positions at that point. No. We didn't have anything. So we started our meetings and I was like, those were going pretty good, but they just weren't going how I wanted them to go. But that's because it was kind of in its baby stage. I didn't know the full vision of what I wanted BSU to be yet.
Right.
So then we started actually coming to some agreements, and then BSU Black Student Union. No. Black History Month. Black History Month was coming up. So Black History Month was coming up, and I was like, we have to do something. Oh crap. But then something very tragic happened in the Pius community, racism. And I was just like, y'all, as the BSU, of course, we're here to talk about our feelings. But at that point, we were still just talking about how we felt unseen, we felt unheard. And I'm like, okay, we need to be seen and we need to be heard, because this cannot be acceptable in a place that says that accepts people like us. So we had our big protest, and that's when people realized that, hey, there's a BSU, and they actually do stuff. Then people thought that BSU was this serious thing, and they had to be like John Witherspoon or the Black Panther Party. And I mean, like, yeah, you have to have elements of that, but it's not like we're less black and white collar tie than you think it was. So I was like, I started talking to Coach Jay, and I was like, I wanted to be more fun. I wanted to have that more community feel, and eventually we got Aji on our team, and she had these ideas and stuff, and I was like, okay, you just let me know where you need support at. And from then on, we had events, and people was like, I want to join the BSU, and that's how I really wanted it to be. Like, don't get me wrong, we will still, there will still be a protest if there needs to be a protest, but I really feel like also, for the first time, Pius was receptive to our demands, and I feel like it's because I'm sad that we had to go that far, but that's what a BSU is for. When you feel unseen and you feel unheard, you go out there and you show your face and you let them know this is not okay. And not only did that happen, but we also got some good, fun family feelings. So that's really how the BSU started. I just was like, I just saw a need, and I was like, well, let's do it. I don't mind leading, and it was fun, and it is fun, and I just hope that it just keeps getting better and better, and that's how it's going to go, because it's still BSU is technically a toddler, really, so it's just getting good.
Right. We definitely have a great cabinet in place for when we get on out of here, and I believe they will do a great job continuing the traditions and the great things that we have put on display, and we're very, very confident that we can, after like this last month of like training and all of that stuff. I believe that's actually gonna do it. Thank you, Raniyah.
Well, thank you for
let me
having
get back to your meal, because I know you was enjoying that meal. So
make sure I get a plate by Jada West.
Oh, absolutely. So make sure you get that. Thank you.